Is currently raining out. Kind of gloomy today. But yeah, I thought I'd do a vlog because even though it's raining, it's not downpouring or anything. So I've walked in a lot worse weather than this. So I did have an idea this time around about what the video is going to be about. Just like my daily vlog. And it hasn't even been like every day, so I shouldn't even call it a daily vlog, but you know what I mean. I was going to talk about depersonalization and derealization because it's, I think I talked about it a little bit on one of my older videos. But I don't think I really like explained much of it, and it's kind of an interesting topic because I've gone through it a good handful of times. For me, it only gets like really bad. Hold on, I'm gonna turn around. For me, it only gets really bad when I have like really, really high anxiety, like a full-blown panic attack. And what it is, and everyone describes it as in different ways because it's a very odd feeling, and it's for a lot of people it's hard to describe. And but a lot of people say it feels like the world isn't real. It feels like they're losing themselves or losing control. Things like that. A lot of people say that they're feel like they're out of their body type of feeling, and like a window, like looking into it. It's like you feel detached from the world. And that's usually what I hear a lot on when other people talk about it as well. And it's pretty accurate. I remember the very first panic attack that I had ever was I was a kid. It's real young. It's when I had OCD. Obsessive compulsive disorder, and I had a pretty bad panic attack, which at the time I didn't know was a panic attack. And it was actually technically an anxiety attack, but because I didn't have it, like the symptoms were different. I didn't have the pounding heart or anything like that. When I was going through it, I just had depersonalization, and at the time I didn't know what that was, and I had that weird feeling that I kind of described to you, and it is like really scary to go through, and so I'll walk down. I'll walk around. Fuck it. Oh, I heard thunder. Sorry to delay. When I had it, the best way to describe it is like, have you ever had like a really vivid dream and you wake up abruptly? It might be a nightmare or something, and you just abruptly wake up and it still feels like you're dreaming. You know, everything just feels like you're still in a dream, and it takes you a few minutes to kind of wake up fully and just kind of get your grips. You know? That's what it's like when you have depersonalization and derealization. It's really odd, but totally normal response to high amounts of anxiety. I don't really know like the science behind it as to why your body does that under high amounts of stress, but there is a reason for it. Yeah, it's totally normal, but at the same time, pretty damn scary, especially if you don't know what's going on and like it's your first time having a panic attack or something, because that's the first thing you really notice is that weird feeling, because it's such a bizarre feeling. It feels like you're in a dream. And usually when I go through it, and like I said, I haven't really gone through it that many times. Probably 7 or 8 times in my entire life. But for some reason, that one didn't bother me as much as the heart racing part. That seemed to bother me more. And so, for me personally, with the depersonalization, it wasn't really as scary as the heart rhythm. And so, like, it didn't bother me as much. I mean, it obviously bothered me, but it didn't freak me out as much as a lot of other people. Everyone has a certain symptom that scares them the most about anxiety. And so, like, whenever I went through it, I usually would just, like, focus on my breathing and just, like, find ways to, like, ground myself. And what I mean by that is, like, just instead of, like, focusing on your anxiety, you kind of try changing your mind over to something else and not the symptoms that you're going through. And it's extremely, extremely difficult to do. I'm not saying it's easy. I still have a hard time doing it. But you kind of just, you don't ignore it, because it's like it's a really tricky battle. What I mean is, you can't ignore it, because if you ignore it, if you try to ignore it, it just actually ends up doing the opposite, and it brings more focus to it. Because if your mindset is, oh no, I'm having a panic attack, I need to just pretend I'm not, it won't work, because you're acknowledging what you're going through by ignoring it, and it just won't work that way. At least from what I've experienced, and many others. It's kind of like when someone tells you, don't think about a polar bear. The more you think of, oh, don't think of a polar bear, don't think of a polar bear, you're thinking of a polar bear while you're doing it, you know. And it kind of works the same with anxiety. And so what I learned was to just kind of accept what you're going through. So it acknowledges that you feel this way and that it's normal, and kind of sit with it. And then over time, the more you do that, the more your body becomes accustomed to those sensations and no longer associates any type of danger with it. The less frequent you'll have your panic attacks, and they won't be as strong either over time. And that's kind of what I've been working on. And I've gotten a lot better. It's been quite some time since I had a panic attack. So that's good. And I'm also doing a lot of exposures too, just getting out of the house, which is why I'm walking in the rain. I'm just trying to do this at least once a day. Sometimes I'm just lazy and tired. But yeah. So as far as life's going, it's going pretty good overall. Good and bad. I'm dirt broke. Had to sell a few paintings just to go to the store and get food. Been eating like ramen noodles and stuff. Still job hunting. But I'm really hoping I land this YMCA job. Ooh, it just dropped like 10 degrees. It feels like it's cold now. Really hoping it's sorry, I just got a text message. Third time around. As I was saying, I lost track of what I was gonna say. Oh, okay, I remember now. Jesus Christ. Fourth try, Nick. I'm real excited because I think I'll probably get the job at the Y. I'm hoping, because I used to work there, and so there's a lot of good references and stuff, which is nice, and it will help with my resume and the interview process. I know most of the people there, they still work there. My grandfather was my boss when I worked there, so he's a good, obviously he'll give me a good word. And I just contacted the former CEO of the Y, and got a hold of him and asked for him to be a reference, and he'll put in a good word too. So I'm hoping I'll land the job. And I'm also, it'll help my anxiety too, I think, because, and even the processing issue I have, you know, with autism and stuff. You know, it'll be really familiar because I work pretty much the same position. I'll be working groundskeeping, so landscaping, you know, things like that. So I'll be working outdoors, which is nice, away from people. Not that I don't like people, but if I ever have a panic attack or something, people won't see, you know, because it's really awkward when you have one in front of people, because it's literally like a dire emergency is how it feels. And so it'd be nice to go, if I do, God forbid, go through one, which I don't think I will. I'll have like a safe space to kind of just breathe and focus and then get back to work, which is nice, you know. And yeah, so that's been going well. The only thing that's bad is like the grind, the struggle of, I'm literally a starving artist, you know, metaphorically and literally. But I'm optimistic I'll get a call regarding the jobs. All right, there's also another call interview that I could set. They're gonna set up, working at Black Hawk College, which is also nearby. The YMCA is also close too, which is really nice. And it's kind of the same thing, groundskeeping, and you work in like the wooded area and stuff. And I was like, that sounds cool. So I think like any outdoor landscaping type stuff is it's a good fit for me. And I also got a Etsy shop finally, so I'll be selling my artwork on there. Finally got that going, and just kind of taking steps forward, and that's really been helping my mental health and my depression and all that. Just keep moving forward, no matter how low you are, you know. So I hope this video helps and you enjoyed it. I'm done my walk. I'm wet. I go inside and eat some ramen noodles.